How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh my God.
Good.
Well, not 6 weeks I was gonna say 6 weeks of spring, but that's not how it works. So groundhog declared spring, which I'm really excited about because I love spring. And
Now we don't have to wait.
it already felt like spring to me outside today.
You know,
I don't think the groundhog has declared spring in like 10 years.
he has.
Really?
Are you sure about that? Because I feel like it's been
Yes.
winter the past 10 years.
I just saw a video of them lift that poor groundhog up in the air and hold him like a trophy, and I felt really bad for him. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Isn't
saw
his
that.
name like Hut Snacks bloop bloop blah? I don't know what his name
It's
is.
No
quite.
clue.
It's crazy. His name is insane.
It's literally short for Phil. Like that's the ironic thing. Like it's the full name and then Phil. Like Phil. I just
No.
say Phil. Phil the
Bruh.
groundhog. Phil the
Why
groundhog.
do we have a name for the groundhog?
Why is he named?
Puxatawny Phil. It's not short for Phil. That's his second name.
Well, Phil. Same thing.
Why
Same
does he have
thing.
two names?
Why does he need a name, much less two names? I have questions.
Why does he need a name? Put some respect on him. He declares our seasons.
All
Okay.
right, and he does us justice. This is the first time he's done us justice in a while. So
Well, actually, that's a lie because the other groundhog died after last year. So this is his
Oh.
first time of doing us justice. So
Oh,
put some respect on
RIP.
Puxatawny's name. Thank you.
I don't care about him. His friend did us dirt for the past couple years. So
R.I.P. to the previous groundhog. Whatever your
I
name.
didn't know there
like
was.
why when the camera's on you, you're like, oh, let me just do it for fun.
What is
See
the
my
name
shadow.
of the groundhog that died last year?
I can't get the answer to that on
The
iPhone.
fact that you know he died last year is insane. I didn't even
Because I was devastated.
Of course you were. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Groundhog Day, groundhog
it probably didn't. Oh my god.
died. Okay, see, I'm not crazy.
So he didn't get to like.
Passing- Oh, his passing was due to heart issues brought on by age.
So he's stressed about whether it's winter. Or
I'm
not.
gonna cry.
How much stress could he be under to have heart problems? Like, what's going on?
He was
Oh!
no. If you think about it, if he's probably been around for a while, if that's the case. If
That's what-
homeboy had the
Wait.
Wait, how old was he when he died?
This groundhog died today.
That is not the question that was posed to you.
I'm so sad.
Oh my lord. How old was the previous groundhog?
I'm looking. I think he was 10. But
It's oh,
But like in groundhog years, that's old as hell.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
died
I'm
20.
But in dog years,
What's is I was saying, I know dog is like 7, one for every 7. Like, what do we get groundhogs? Like one for
His
9?
name was Fred Larmamont, and he
why
died
did
February 2nd, 2023.
why do they all have weird
Died
names?
on Groundhog Day?
damn, they really said, wait, before you do this real quick, just see if you see your shadow. He was probably like,
He didn't even see anything. He died the same day. He saw
wait,
nothing.
we don't know because they do it at the ass crack of dawn. Like they do it early in the morning.
Then how do you know if you see a
Because
shadow?
it's still dark out and the night, the light that you know when you're passing the street, the light, it's dark as hell. So they I don't know, it's so weird. I actually
So many
I
questions.
want to go to actually, you know what? I'm gonna drive 6 hours, go to Pennsylvania February 2nd, and see this in real life.
I could not care less. Why are we still doing this? This is one of the things we need
It
to
determines
But
when,
it's cute.
but it also really determines how long we have
The
until.
previous groundhog croaked the day he told you there was winter or not. Like, what do you mean cute?
Okay,
He
but
came
he
out
croaked
like
at
that.
12:41. So he did his job and then he said, peace out.
Damn.
How is that cute?
But
He came
They do it. They
No.
do it early, and they do it around like 5, early in the morning. And then when you wake up, you find out if there's extra winter or not.
Wait. was found dead before he could complete the North American tradition of predicting the onset spring.
Oh, so they really said.
Oh, so they don't do it
God.
at the ass crack of dawn because he died at 12:41 p.m. and he was dead before that.
So they probably got a new one. They still have to do it. I'm telling you right now, you feel sympathy, you feel empathy. Those people don't. They don't care. They want their job is literally to tell people summer, well, spring or winter. They don't give a fuck about them damn groundhog.
Backup groundhog that you have. Like, where are you getting backup groundhog?
Wait,
I just want to know how this whole groundhog started.
is this like a cultural thing? Or is it like an America thing?
It's an America thing.
It's an America thing. I bet.
That groundhog determines if we get early spring or not for everybody.
Okay, yeah, but like, my question is like, because the guy I saw in the news today, I'm pretty sure he had a fucking top hat on. So like, why like is he wearing a top hat, and why was he chosen to lift the groundhog in the air, and why? Like, I don't get.
What? First question, I don't know. I can't answer that. Second question, I don't know. I can't answer that.
I love how she just takes it upon herself to answer, even though she doesn't know the answer.
Well, I don't know. The guy that's holding it has probably been holding it for more than a decade.
He was wearing a top hat.
Yeah, I know he was. I mean, you're right.
Every year they always do. You don't see it on the news.
The tradition has roots in the ancient Christian tradition of Candlemas, when clergy would bless and distribute candles needed for winter. The candles represented how long the cold in the winter would be.
My question is, out of all the animals, why a groundhog?
Facts.
The groundhog celebration was created by a newspaper editor in Puxatawny named Clymer Frias.
Okay.
Clymer's an insane name, first of all, who was part of a groundhog hunting club called the Puxatawny Groundhog Club.
Oh, so you know what?
How did we go from hunting groundhogs to making them chief executive of seasons? Like, I don't like.
You know, that club is probably rigged because when that motherfucker dies, the next one is coming right up to do the show.
This one, Puxatawny has been alive for a while, they said, so he could probably croak next year.
Yep, and they get the next one in the club. Oh,
why do they have?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why do they all have really weird names?
Literally, they're like, "Oh, you seem cool. He died. You're next.
He died. You're next. What are we lining up?
Oh my god! It's like royalty. They're heirs to the throne.
It's a groundhog. What are we?
But they're heirs to declaring it.
Also, like, I want to see the lineup of like how many times they've been right. Like, oh, we have early spring and it snows in like April. You know what I mean? Like, I want to gauge how right he is because I think it's just a crock of foolishness. Like, I feel like
they've been right every time, or maybe I just gaslight myself when I'm thinking that.
I really don't think the singular way that him popping out of a hole with or without a shadow could dictate if we got winter for 6 more weeks or not.
I mean,
it says if the rodent roused from mid-hibernation sees its shadow, then winter goes on for another 6 weeks. If not, dust off your bathing suits, for spring is on the way.
But we still have more than 4 weeks of winter. So what the fuck is what is 6 weeks gonna fucking do? Whippy, more snow. Like, bring it the fuck on.
It's not snowing over here, so once in North Carolina. One time, not once.
It snowed a couple weeks ago, and it snowed, it rained, it snowed, it rained. So
it hasn't snowed here yet, and it's been so fucking cold. But there's
I was just gonna ask you how the weather is right now.
Like right now, it's 11 degrees Celsius, so it's like it's not too cold, but then it's not warm.
11 degrees.
But like especially early January, it's been like in the negatives, like really, really cold. But there's no snow. But it's like Ireland and the UK basically have the same weather, but it was snowing over there, but it's not snowing here.
That's right.
The UK has the craziest weather I've ever experienced in my life. I went in March. It was like warm, and then the next day it was snowing and hailing. I was like, "What is happening?"
That's what happened for us. This was like a couple of years ago. It was really, really warm in like January and February. March, there was a big, huge snowstorm. Everywhere was closed down. It was crazy because all the stores were closed. So I think they robbed a grocery store and they set it on fire.
It's such
Like
a
you can see people with their cars, baskets, trolleys getting like going into the grocery store, packing everything that they needed, and then leaving, and then they set the place on fire.
They're like, "That's enough. That's all we need. Thanks. Have a good one."
Not setting it ablaze after robbing it.
Literally.
Crazy.
Bro.
I mean,
I don't know. I would be kind of mad if it was cold without snow. Like, I'm not saying I need feet of snow, but like, I love a little sprinkling of snow. Like, snow is so pretty.
Also, they told us, they were like, "Oh, prepare for like the worst winter in decades." And so
And it's been so mild.
we were
Oh,
like,
no.
"Oh yeah, I'm so ready. Let's go. Give me the worst." I'm like, I was thinking like we're gonna get like a foot of snow. I was like, "Oh, record breaking in North Carolina." Bro,
so thank you guys, because this snow was for me. Oh yeah, it's been fucking crazy. Like I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for summer. It's fucking cold here. I don't like waking up, getting out of my room to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom's cold. My bathroom should not be fucking freezing.
That's fun.
And then I'm running back to my room in my sheets. Like it's too cold. But then I hate the warm. Like I hate being hot and I hate being cold. So I have no winning. So
I'm not ready for summer. I hate summer so much
I don't like summer.
because
Okay.
I get really sick. I get really sick when it's really warm.
Oh wow.
No.
So like I prefer like I complain about the cold, but I'd still prefer winter over summer.
Oh, for
Yeah, me
sure.
too. Yeah.
I get headaches if it's too hot. I get
Like
No.
especially in our schools and stuff, they make no sense whatsoever. We wouldn't be allowed, like in high school, we wouldn't be allowed to wear our jackets in class, but they wouldn't put the heating on. But then in the summer, the heating would be on, and they wouldn't open the windows.
That's insane.
That's wild. My
They
school
need to-
didn't have air conditioning. It just had heat. And I went to a Catholic school, so we would have mass in like the gym and during like the week. And there were kids like dead ass fainting because there was nothing they could do.
That's a very common Catholic school experience because I had
I
a lot.
I remember at least 2 kids just passing out every Wednesday when it was our mass day and just being dragged away like it was normal.
Literally.
Oh,
My friend was like known for passing out. Like she was like our designated like dropper. Like she just boop and I'm, oh damn, like somebody get Erica. Like she's falling over. Like
Oh damn.
oh, poor her. She
Like,
must
literally.
have been like, yo, like I'm sick of just
just
yo.
off. She's like, no.
Imagine you miss school. Oh, what happened today? Oh, the usual. Erica passed out,
Hit the floor. I can't remember how
Literally.
to save her from falling into the aisle and hitting the tile on the thing. So I have to like grab her mid faint, like yank her this way, so she didn't fall into the aisle.
Oh my god.
Bro. No.
We had a principal come to our school one time, or like she was there for like 10 minutes before they fired her, but she literally was like this crazy woman. She made us kneel the entire mass and all of the rosary. And if you have any idea how long it is, it's like over an hour and a half long. Like that's like lengthy. We knelt the whole time. The amount of kids that passed out through that was crazy. She had the heat on in the church in the summer, and then she made us kneel, and she's like, "You're gonna know what it's like to be Jesus." I was like, "Okay, girl." There were people dropping. There were parents at that school like, "Listen, it's time to get crazy out of here. Like, remove you." Yeah,
And the reason you can't kneel that long is because you're not Jesus.
I'm like, okay.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Even if I did kneel that long, which I mean I did, I didn't pass out, but like it didn't make me Jesus. I didn't feel any more Jesus-y. Like,
Oh,
Have any of you guys ever fainted?
Yeah, I fainted on the kitchen floor.
ooh, I fainted in a chair a couple times.
Like
I have never fainted.
Me neither.
I'm genuinely afraid to faint though. Not gonna lie. I've
That's
felt
scary.
lightheaded before. I've gotten very close, but I've never fainted.
It's scary.
Do you
Like,
remember anything like what do you remember like from when you passed out?
Like I kind of just remember like feeling really, really lightheaded and then everything going blurry. And then the next minute I wake up and everyone's standing above me, wondering what happened.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Like
No.
I lie down on the floor and open my eyes and I have about like 6 heads hovering above me.
God.
I would probably faint again the second I open my eyes and see 6 heads above.
and then like, are you okay? Oh my god, what happened? Are you okay? Like you just hear everything at once, and it's like one at a time. Like,
Take your number and wait. No. Oh my god. I remember, oh my gosh, in high school, during our choir concert, I had just broken up with this guy. Literally, maybe 2 weeks before this concert, and he fainted on stage in the middle of our song. We were singing. And keep in mind, he was on the opposite side of the stage, and we were on risers. Okay, it wasn't one of the choreography numbers. We were on risers, and he was on the top one. He
Oh my god.
dropped down like in the middle of the song, and I was like, "What's going on? Like, why aren't we singing? Why is the audience gasping?" Because I literally couldn't like. I was on the opposite side of the stage. Okay, front row on the other side of the thing. He was like all the way over here. And everyone turned to look at me, and I was like, I guess, what do you want me to do? Fun fact, my choir teacher actually deducted me 10 points off my concert grade because after our performance was intermission, and of course I spent that time with him, like making sure he was like fine and whatever, because we were still friends. And I missed my first song back on stage because I was the next number after intermission, and nobody was telling me. So nobody told me. I was already in my outfit, ready to go on because I had to do a costume change. So I had to sneak on stage for the second song we had, like in that group. And she noticed in the like recording, she watched it back and she deducted me 10 points because I missed that song.
oh,
And the funniest part is this choir that was performing wasn't even a class. It was an extracurricular choir, meaning you didn't get graded on it. It was a before school thing if you wanted to show up. And she deducted my grade.
Deducted your grade for something you didn't get graded on?
Right. I'm confused.
Literally.
It's giving
Because she deducted my regular like choir grade because I was in like the audition choir, so it kind of like went on your transcript as like honors choir or whatever. So that concert grade got deducted because I missed that number.
That's crazy. That's loaded on purpose.
you're gonna get an F, but like this is not going anywhere. You're just getting an F.
Really?
Like, why? I didn't, bruh. But it's okay. At least I didn't have to sing that cheesy "If You Just Believe" song, freaking Josh Groban ass. Like, I'm surprised nobody passed out on the stage singing that because they had some high notes that kids could not reach.
Oh my god.
It was bad. It was bad. Look, a blessing in disguise. I wasn't on that stage.
Could have been you.
The funniest part about him fainting though is it was rather hot in there, and because we were in like the honors choir or whatever, we had to get there before everyone else. So we were setting up for the concert, and at this point it was like 8:30, 9 p.m. We had been there since before noon, setting up, running around, doing shit, like, and we were all in like 12 different numbers. So we were doing costume changes, wearing multiple layers, because we would only have like one song to change and then get back on. So like we were sweating. It was hot in there. Like I said, there was no AC. It was winter, but still, it was hot if you're running around. And I was thinking, like, yeah, it's really hot in here. Like, I kind of need some water. Kind of feel a little lightheaded. And then he went down. Like, I feel so bad for him.
That's insane.
It was bad, but he was okay.
I would hope so.
At least
Yeah.
he didn't knock any other kids down. That would have been way worse. But
I can
someone
just
caught
imagine.
him.
I can just imagine one kid at the edge fainting, and then everyone knocking over like dominoes.
Literally. That would have been a concert to remember.
That would have happened. No, because he fainted twice actually, because he took a couple stumbles down, and then he was good, and they put him back, and then he kept singing, and he turned to the kid next to him, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna faint now," and he was like, "Okay," and he just like melted. Oh, it was so bad.
Oh,
Why
hell
would they
no.
let him stay
Ugh.
on stage if he passed out the first time?
Oh my God. I remember I was at a basketball game. It was like teachers versus students, right? And one of the teachers passed out. Yo, nobody saw him, but all you heard was doink, smacked. Like you just see him, like, and it was face front too. He just goes, "Oh," don't like nobody heard anything, and you just hear my teacher drop the ball. Like he just goes, and for a minute nobody did anything. So we're like, okay. And then he wakes up, he's like, I'm good. And he continues playing basketball. And then I'm like, what?
No, Shuddy, you had to sit
Mind
there.
you, the next day, oh my God, he has diabetes. So on top of that, the next day he came to school and he was like, every day he would ask somebody to get him orange juice and cereal. Like, he was so much.
Wait, is he type 1?
I don't know. I just know he has diabetes. He made that very
Well,
clear.
because that would make the most sense, because I have friends that are type 1, and I have
Oh.
family who's type 2, and the type 1 tend to pass out if they don't, like, if their sugar drops.
And one of these kids were trying to make him have a seizure because I don't freaking know. Like, you know, what is it? What is it called? Fuck.
Make him have a seizure?
Yeah, because he's known to have seizures. So they were like putting a bunch of lights on and off. Like,
Oh, I know what it is.
yeah.
Epilepsy?
Epileptic, yeah.
So I was like, you guys are so foul. Like, these kids were doing
so
everything
mean.
in their power. And I was like, you guys are horrible. He has done nothing to y'all. Like,
That's
he was,
so
he was,
mean.
he was a nice teacher, but yo.
I would have quit.
And
Girl.
class too, like they'll literally just grab their phones and they'll be like putting like their flash on and off. And I'm like, yeah,
What grade were you in at the time?
like 6th, 7th.
That'll do. That'll
And
do.
it was our
Middle
English
school
teacher.
kids are little shits, bro.
It was our English.
I would have thought you'd been like high school. I was not expecting you to be a child.
No, this was 6th to 7th grade, and he was like my homeroom teacher too. So,
Y'all are menaces, all right.
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
our
that
class-
makes more sense, because I would be disgusted even more so if high schoolers were doing that shit.
oh no, our
Yeah.
high school was worse.
But like,
Some guy at our school, our teacher was bald, our English teacher, and one of the kids rubbed his head as if he was the magic thing from fucking Aladdin. Like he went like this.
the magic thing's crazy.
He was rubbing, like talking about Mr. Clean. Like, and there's a video of him actually. I have to ask him for the video if I can show y'all because he took a video of it. Like rubbing his head. And the next day he quit. So he was never seen it.
No, my brothers do that to my dad all the time. They called him they called
That's
him
so sad. That's so out of pocket. Oh my God.
they called him, well, we don't have Whoppers, we have Maltesers, but they basically told him he looks like a Whopper.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
No, he found
Looking like a Texas Roadhouse.
he found it funny though.
There was this one time my teacher, she was on crutches. Not crutches, you know those things where you have to put your knee and it's like low-key a scooter. One of the kids in my class pushed her.
Like
Like
down.
I was literally bro, I'm an asshole for this because at the time I didn't know what was going on. Like I just got in the classroom. You know, I was talking to one of my teachers. I opened the door, her scooter's on the floor, she's on the floor. I'm looking at her and I'm like, what happened? She was like, oh, somebody pushed me. And I go, oh. So I sit back down. I call my other teacher. I'm like, I help. I go, yo, she needs help. And I can't lift her up. I'm a tiny ass thing. Like I can't. And I was like, she needs help. No one helped her. Like I felt so bad.
No, so how long was she on the floor for?
About 20 minutes.
Oh my
And
god, girl, life alert.
nobody would help her. Like everyone was, it was so bad. I tried. I called the teachers, but I could not. I tried to help her, but like I would need other people to help me if that made sense. Like
Elise is just 2 apples tall, guys, for context.
literally, I'm 4'11". I mind you, this teacher, she's tall as hell. Like that girl's a
She's 5'3".
no.
She's 5
years old.
No.
years old.
But yeah. So I'm like to my principal, yo, your employees like just chilling there. You need to help her. Yo, there's so much shit that happened. My principal's wig got flown off, almost flown off one day.
Oh no.
What? Wait, no, what did you say?
And the wait, what?
What did you say?
Wig almost got flown off.
My principal wears a wig, right? So
Wig?
yeah. So one day we were doing a file drill, windy as hell. Yo, oh my god. He's holding onto her hair. And then like you could just see it slowly pushing back. I'm like, I was like right next to her because I was with her because we were talking about something. And I'm like looking at her and I'm like, girl, your wig about to come. In my head, I'm like, girl, your wig about to fly off. You better hold on. You better hold on to that shit. And everybody else started noticing it. I was just like, I was like, I want to tell her, but I can't say that because then it's I'm the asshole. Like, there's no nice way. I don't know. She would have gotten so offended if I said, yo, your wig is about to fly off. So I couldn't say anything.
How do you get your wig snatched by Mother Nature? Like that's insane.
The funny thing is, like, you can see like you saw like the little white dots where she would like glue it. Yo, that glue was not, I genuinely like I felt bad because I didn't want to say something, but I was like, it's gonna be mean if I say it because then it's like
She knows her wig is flying off of that.
yeah. But the way I would have there's no nice way to say your wig is flying. Like no, like you can see it being pushed back by the wind. And she's like,
No offense, but your wig is flying.
No offense is insane.
like she was like this. She was like, guys, just stay in the file line. And I'm like,
The wig company would be getting a tape from me because
The glue is the problem.
I think till this day she's still wearing a wig.
Anyways,
one time my mom set the kitchen on fire while I was sleeping, and then she left the house not knowing there was a fire and I was asleep. And I dead ass could have died. Like, okay. She left the burner on and like, you know those like jumbo like combo packs of chips you can buy where like it's like a cardboard box and there's like a variety inside. She accidentally knocked the cardboard box onto the stove while the stove was left on. And then she left the house and my dad was at work and I was sleeping in my room. And I've become very desensitized to fire alarms because in the past they set off very easily. Like if my mom's cooking bacon and she forgets to turn the stove fan on, smoke, fire alarm. And it's always so annoying, especially in my apartment that I had while I was at school. The fire alarms would go off when I made toast. Okay. Like if the water was too hot in the sink, fire alarm, literally. So I'm like very desensitized to fire alarms. And so I was ignoring it because I thought my mom was cooking in the kitchen. And I thought like there was dead ass like just smoke and that was it. And it was gonna go away. But it wasn't stopping. And then my dog ran in and he was like jumping on me. And my dog's little, but he never like makes any fuss. He's a very like mild-tempered dog unless like a stranger is like around, you know? And he was jumping on me and barking. And I was like, yo, what? I go into the kitchen and I'm like, Mom, what's going on? And no one was home. I didn't have my glasses on. All I saw was like a black puff of smoke in the kitchen on the stove. And I was like all the way up to the ceiling. And I was like, okay. Went back to my room, got my glasses, went back into the thing, threw on the kitchen sink, took the box, yeeted it in the sink, threw the water on it, and then just was putting the fire out with like the kitchen towel and like baking soda. Everything in the house smelled like smoke. My hair smelled like smoke. Also, I had that day, that was my only day to sleep in because I worked like half an overnight shift at work the night before. So that was my only day to sleep in. It was 10 in the morning. And I know that's like a late morning, but also not when you worked until 1 a.m. So, and then I had to, it was also not a washing my hair day. And I had to wash my hair anyways because I smelled like smoke.
Your house could have down. I feel like there are bigger issues than you having to wash your hair.
I mean, it was fine. It was just smoke. There was some fire, but not a lot of fire. And I put it on myself. So I'm basically a fireman now.
That's a lot of like coincidences to occur. Like your mom could just so happen to like knock a box onto an on stove. Is like coincidentally is like crazy.
Yeah.
And kind of honestly.
Yeah. No, the funniest part was it was literally the tiniest corner of the box on the thing, but that's all it takes. And then it spread to the rest of the box. The box was pretty much ash like by the time I freaking got to it. Bro.
Did the chips burn and everything?
Oh my god,
Nice
bro.
smoky flavor. No, I'm kidding. I didn't eat them.
Were they still like were they in the bag still? Like how did that Wow, I didn't know like
The bags that were left and not burned.
Not burnt Doritos. Wow.
I'm actually really glad that it didn't burn like all of that because that plastic would have turned to gas. And that would have been really bad for me.
Yeah. I burnt beans before. Like
How?
bro. So I was cooking it up in the kitchen. Like I already made rice. Like I had my chicken. I just needed my beans. So I'm on the phone with my grandma. I'm like, yo, grandma, I need to learn how to cook beans. She's like on the phone with me, teaching me. But one thing about me and my grandma is that we would literally like be on the phone for fucking hours. Like she would just tell me everything, like all the tea, like, oh, that girl, she was, oh. So then we were just talking about random things and I just forgot. So I'm like, oh my god, the beans. And my grandma was like, you're so fucking stupid for that. So me being me, I went to go check on the beans. Black. So I'm like showing my grandma. She's like, you're such a disappointment for that. How do you fuck up beans? I'm like,
crazy.
but she didn't say disappointment, but she was like, bro, like, are you for real?
Elise, is music playing where you are? Okay.
Downstairs.
Every time you talk, I can hear music, but only when you're talking. It's so weird.
They're playing downstairs. They're like playing freaking bachata, and
Okay, I thought I was going insane because every time you talk, it like enhances it, but when you're not talking, you can't hear it.
You can hear me in this boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I hear it when you're talking.
No, you're good. It's literally downstairs. Like I'm not playing any music. It's just downstairs. They do this every freaking Friday.
Have you guys ever texted the wrong person?
Yep.
Like, and it was like embarrassing.
No.
Really?
No, I don't think I actually have.
Bro.
You are. That is love right there. I texted my boss. She's so fucking annoying. I should kill her. But it wasn't to her. So
Did she like see it and respond?
she said, "What?" Dot dot dot. I said, "Not you." I said, "That wasn't meant for you."
That's insane.
And I had work the next day, and I had to see her. So I avoided at all costs. It's funny because it was actually it was meant to one of my friends because we were just talking about how annoying this person was. I'm not friends with them anymore. So I go, oh my, I like look at my phone and I'm like, shit. And I know when I noticed it was my boss, it was too late for me to unsend the message. So yeah,
That's insane.
that's probably mine.
I've texted the wrong person more times than I can count, but one time in particular that stands out is when I was texting my friend like ways to ask my guy friend to prom, and I accidentally sent him. I don't know how that happened. I don't want to but I was cool with his mom, right? Because I would do like Monday night dinners at his like house with his siblings and stuff. So our families were tight. So I literally called his mom and I was like, yo, mom, can you take the phone?
It's gonna just name drop.
Okay, you could cut it out.
I was like, can you take his phone and delete the messages? And she was like, she literally yelled for his name. She's like, yo, get in here, give me your phone now. And he was like, okay, like, and she deleted them all for me.
I'm baffled how like smooth you just said his name. Like
that was crazy. I cannot believe that. Anyway, because I'm usually very careful or like making a very distinct choice to say the name and then I just blur it out. I've never had to just slide out like that. That's crazy. That you gotta stop.
I didn't even say anything.
Both
I just
of you.
I liked it. I was entertained by your comment. What do you want from me?
Funny.
Yeah.
No, I've never sent the wrong message to the wrong person unless like I've sent a message intentionally and like the response wasn't what I wanted or it wasn't how I expected it would go. And then I go, oh God, sorry. That wasn't meant for you. I've done that. But like
Did Casey freeze for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Casey! You
my
just
internet going out.
Whoa.
Just froze.
My internet keeps going out. I don't know what you want from
Insane face.
I have told you sometimes I'll tell you Zoom is my biggest hater.
This
I
is
uploaded a
Elise
video.
all over again.
I uploaded a video on this iPad with this internet.
Oh my God.
Issue.
I was like, I literally got I got like PTSD. And
PTSD.
I was like, shit.
There was an
Oh,
episode where
no.
Elise froze like 12 times.
Oh,
in a
I saw that. I saw that one.
Yo, Instagram, freaking Zoom are my top two ops. Like
Every time I'm on live with Elise on Instagram, it literally just takes her off every like 10 minutes.
I literally like every time I go live, I get like bans every other day. Me and my friend, we were live and she was on her phone, I was editing, and her live ended because we got banned for bullying and harassment. But we weren't doing anything.
Didn't you literally get called like a slur on live?
Oh yeah. Me and my friends. There was lots of other people, but I was obviously the only black one and she was Mexican. We got called border hoppers. The girl called us border hoppers. There's a whole story behind this girl. She just randomly joined my live one day and she just comes in my live randomly. She's like, oh, I see in your bio says you're Irish. And I was like, yeah, okay. And she's like, but how can you be Irish when you're black? I was like, and then she just like trying to keep proving that I'm not Irish because I'm black. And then she kept calling me an immigrant. And then she said my parents should be ashamed of themselves because they left their country to come here. And she was hating on every person except people with blonde hair and blue eyes. Because like the whole thing with like Hitler and everything, he's like his ideal race was people with blonde hair and blue eyes. So
Yeah.
that, like there was one girl in the live who had blonde hair and blue eyes. That's the only one she didn't say anything to.
Whoever that girl is, and if you see this episode, go fuck yourself and go dig your grave right now. Go dig
No,
your
like,
grave right
I
You are
got
such an ignorant person. It's gross. It's disgusting. I literally hope you lose all your fucking friends. I literally do.
Probably
That's-
has none to begin with.
I got banned for 2 weeks on live because me and my other friends were shouting at her for like she was being rude and racist the whole time. But TikTok didn't delete her account, but they banned me for 2 weeks. And I made a whole TikTok video about it as well. TikTok took it down for hate speech and bullying. Like,
2 weeks is crazy.
that's why
Over
I say
something
TikTok.
you'd even do.
Exactly. That's why I have beef with TikTok.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Probably had our minions report that.
Minions. Crazy.
Well, girl, whoever you are, when I catch you, I'm gonna catch you and I'm gonna catch you real good. And you're gonna hear from me
Real.
somehow. I'm gonna be
Like-
there. I'm gonna be on your ass. Literally. We're not safe.
I had to block her now because like I don't want my whole account to get like deleted. But
Or-
now we don't know if it's her for sure, but there's new accounts that keep joining my live and they have like 0 followers and they're saying the same thing she is saying. So we're pretty sure it's her. It's definitely her
Oh my
joining a
God.
new account. And then we block those accounts and then another one comes in like 5 minutes after.
Girl got time on her hands.
And she
Yeah.
found my personal I don't know how she found my personal TikTok account.
Well, if she watches
Yeah.
this, tell her where I'm on her ass real bad. I'm on her ass real bad. That's so ignorant. Like,
Oh, I
Also-
forgot to even say she's also in the Sternio fandom as well.
babes, don't be a wussy, show your face, because I bet that this part is not given. You just mad that she's pretty and what? You're ugly sitting hidden behind a fucking screen. What a fucking loser. Get a fucking job.
Not really a weird thing to be scared of. I genuinely have a fear of middle-aged men.
Oh,
Okay.
valid. Valid.
I do too.
No,
what?
especially like middle-aged men. I'm
Oh, I don't
scared of
believe
men.
it.
No, I do too.
Like, especially in this part in Dublin, like in the city, this street is where they all hang out. My mom wanted me to go look at like there's a phone shop and they sell phones. She wanted me to go look at some for my brother. And I was standing outside the window. 2 grown men came behind me and started tapping my shoulders. And I almost had a fucking panic attack. And they're like, oh, hey, we just want to get to know you. Can I get your number? I ran down the street. And they're like, why are you being so prestige? Why are you being so prestige? I'm like, we just want to get to know you. And I was like, I don't want to kidnap you.
Middle aged?
No.
Like my dad's age.
Oh no.
That's
Literally.
No. Prison.
Even
Perfect
like
case.
even like sometimes like when his like when his friends are here and stuff like that, like I know they're not like they wouldn't do stuff like that, but like I don't come downstairs. I stay in my room until they leave
No.
because it's happened multiple times. Especially when I went to the grocery store and the guy was with his kid. He had a whole ass child.
No, thank you. I hate going like to like auto stores or like home improvement stores like that, because that's like I've had people who don't work for. I went to get my boyfriend like a Christmas gift at like a Lowe's home improvement, and like I was standing in the thing, and the worker was like, she was a girl. She's like, "Oh, I need help." I'm like, "No, I'm good, thanks." And I walk in there, and I'm still standing by like the tools because like he wanted something specific. So I grab this thing, and this guy's like, "You know what that does?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a tape measure. Have a general idea, you know." measure, retract, measure again, retract, put it away. Got an idea. He's like, no, this one, and then like goes take it out of my hand. I was like, I'm good, don't care. And I turn to walk away, and he's like, but you don't want to know all that. I'm like, nope, because at this point, like, we've talked too much. I don't want to talk to you. So I'm like, I work in this field. Like, I know what's going on. He's like, oh, you're like a tradesperson. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, so I know what I'm not. Couldn't be further from a tradesperson. Don't even like touching tools. But like, that's not your business. Mind your business. And I'll mind my tape measure. Thank you. Bought one anyway. I was like, why are you worried about what I'm doing?
I'm trying to riz you up over a tape measure, bro.
And I had a level too, right? So I was like, oh, wow, okay. So I get to like the self-checkout and he's like, wow. He's like, I'm really just like, there's not a lot of girls like you in the trades. I'm like, what's girls like me? Like what? There's no females, no women. And like, I know that to be incorrect. My boyfriend works with females. I'm like, wrong. He's like, no, just like nice looking girls. I'm like, oh, you can go. You're like 70. You got a limp. You can walk.
You're insane.
You need a walker. You're not even in the trades. You were traded in because you're so old. Goodbye. Like, I need you to walk. I need you to hobble with your cane that direction. Peepaw. Thank you. I cannot. Peepaw. You heard me. I called him Peepaw. Somebody get your grandfather.
Get your great-grand.
Somebody get your ancestor. He's loose again. Teddy Roosevelt is loose again. Jesus. Get on your horseback, Grandpa, and ride back into Vietnam. It'll be okay. Jesus. I have no time for fooling. It's the holidays. I'm shopping. Go away.
She said the last time he was seen in public was World War II.
That's insane.
We'll call you for our next draft. Goodbye.
He'll be dust by then, bro.
Well, we need extra frontliners. We'll just spread his ashes on the front. Let him guard us.
Bye, everyone. Our socials are in the description, so are Esther's. Go follow her. Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, y'all.
If you want.
You should.
You should.
It was awful.
That was bad.